What's up guys, it's USA Specialist, and Season 7's player count is already dropping off. Now, it's no secret that Battlefield 2042 has had some issues retaining players, to put it mildly. Back in the beginning of 2022, just a few months after release, the game was seeing less than 5,000 concurrent players a day on Steam. As DICE went into damage control, EA admitted failure, and fans bombed the game on social media. What had been one of gaming's all-time juggernauts, with months of hyped-up marketing, a return to modern conflict, and an updated game engine, was essentially dead on arrival. However, over the coming months and years, DICE was able to scrape together something of a player base. With each season, 2042 saw more and more players return, and the game started to gain a healthier and more stable player base beginning around Season 3, which debuted in November of 2022. However, almost a year later in Battlefield 2042 set the Steam charts ablaze, seeing over 107,000 concurrent players in the build-up to the highly touted Season 6, which put it near the top of Steam's most played games. Dark Creations delivered one of the game's most played maps, a couple solid weapons, and a pretty standard battle pass, but I believe it also hooked players with its questionable marketing of a zombie mode. A zombie mode that ended up being nothing more than a trashy limited-time event with incompetent AI and mediocre gameplay. But either way, all the hype got players in the door, and 24/7 Redacted seemed to keep them engaged. In fact, Season 6 kept players so enthralled the game never once fell back to its prior lows, and instead kept tens of thousands of players coming back daily, all the way until the end of January, where the hype started to really die off. Season 6 showed that players were eager to get back to Battlefield and would return if there was something worth their time. For a few months, Battlefield was back on top in what should have been a moment DICE realized that they still had a viable game. They just had to double down and give players a reason to care, something I talk about in my Season 6 review. But leading up to Season 7, and now just 2 weeks after, DICE has dropped the ball in a number of big ways. First, allowing Season 6 to be drug out several extra weeks, delaying new content, and instead force-feeding players new paid bundles disguised as mediocre limited-time events really hurt players' sentiment. The Lunar New Year's event was rough, and bringing back Archangel again felt desperate. But at least with these few extra weeks, Season 7 must have been cooking up something huge. Well, not really. Season 7 unveiled to middling hype, which quickly turned to outrage as DICE revealed their secretive new map was just another version of Hourglass, and it wouldn't be coming for several weeks anyways. Pair that with the drip feed of the new LMG and Stealth Bomber, and DICE had set themselves up for backlash. They showed the new map Stadium, LMG, and Stealth Bomber as part of their promo for the new paid Battle Pass, but instead didn't actually give fans what they had been advertising. At least not yet. Seeing another version of Hourglass touted as a new map, and then being told to continue waiting was enough for many fans. While Season 6 had hit over 100,000 concurrent players on Steam just prior to release, Season 7 peaked at only 43,000, which has already started to drop off a mere 2 weeks later. While the drip feed of content turned a lot of players off from the onset, like I said in my review, I doubt the game's newest map, Haven, will hold fans' interest for much time. It's small, lazy, and repetitive, offering nothing new except for a worse version of Battlefield's greatest hits like Amiens or Seam Crossing. But while Haven isn't great and the drip feed definitely killed fans' hype, I think players are just tired. Tired of battle passes, tired of DICE's bait and switch, and tired of day one game-breaking bugs like how Haven was freezing players' consoles. My console friends still haven't come back to this game, and why should they? To again pay more money to grind away at the little content that's offered to them? DICE never really addressed the game's core issues like progression, content, or diversity of experiences, all while adding features that no one asked for like visual recoil. Battlefield 2042 is stuck in a rut, and DICE is happy to keep it there, even as Season 7 is less successful than what came before it. We've already seen a 60% drop in peak players from last season until now, but at this point I think DICE is on autopilot. The fans showed up for Season 6 and drove this game to heights many thought impossible. We bought battle passes, cosmetics, and made more and more content as the game peaked. And what did the community get in return? A worse season than before, weeks of delay, game-breaking bugs, and drip-fed content. Tens of thousands of players gave DICE a chance just for them to show that they can't bear the responsibility. Only 2 weeks in, and I'm also feeling the burnout. While I enjoy the minute-to-minute gameplay, everyone, even the players, seem to feel like we're on autopilot, grinding another battle pass on another single new map with a handful of new items while navigating a variety of new bugs and issues. I think a lot of fans are playing Battlefield just because that's what they've always done, not because there's any real reason to be supporting this game. But guys, tell me what you think in the comments below. For everything else Battlefield, stay tuned and subscribe, and as always, thank you guys for watching.